Hello and welcome to Beering in Mind Beer Reviews. Today we're going to take a look at, or begin to take a look at several beers from one brewery, and that one is called Hitachino Nest. And this brewery is very well known outside of Japan. If you go to a liquor store, a big liquor store in the US, and they have a foreign beer section, Japanese beers will often include Hitachino Nest. They call it Many people call it owl beer because it has the owl on the front. And Hitachino Nest is really an offshoot of Kyuchi Brewery, which is a very long-established sake brewery in Nakashi, Ibaraki-ken in Japan, which is up north of Tokyo. They started in 1823 and began making beer in 1996. And they also make wine, spirits, sake, things like that. So half of the brewery's production goes to the United States, and they export to like 30 different countries. And they also have something interesting, which is not common in Japan. They have a brew on premises facility, so you can go in and make beer. They'll help you. They'll help you choose ingredients, and then you make the beer. They brew the beer, and you come back and bottle it. So very, very nice. They established a special brewery in 2008 just for beer in Nukata area, and they also grow their own hops there. There are 15 different beers in their regular beer lineup, which is quite large. And probably their most famous beers are Japanese classic ale. They have different varieties. Some are aged in cedar casks. And they have been a contract brewer for Brooklyn Brewery since 2009, making Brooklyn lager and that sort of thing for Japan. They also established a brewery in Korea, so they're very active and have been doing many, many things in craft beer in Japan. All right, and now we will take a look at another beer from Hitachino Nest, and today's beer is kind of an unusual one. It's called Hitachino Nest Red Rice Ale. And this is a specialty grain beer at 7% alcohol, 17 international bittering units. The red rice is a kind of ancient rice in Japan, very old traditional sort of thing. And it's not very common, you don't see it a lot, and they have used this in this beer. On the back of the bottle it says, "A beautiful pink colored ale brewed with ancient red rice called Asamurasaki." Murasaki means purple. This ale has moderate bitterness and pleasant acidity with a hint of fruits in the nose and palate. And it's supposed to give a kind of sake sort of experience as well, in addition to the malt. On Rate Beer, this one has 1,124 ratings, an average score of 3.19, not terribly high, and 45% for all beers on Rate Beer, and 74% for its style, which is specialty grain. Untapped, there are 52,411 ratings for this. The score is much higher. It's 3.51 out of 5. So I had this, the last time I had this was 5 years ago, and I gave it a rating of 3.3 out of 5. So I guess I wasn't terribly impressed, but we're going to give it a go again and see what it has for us. Okay, again, red rice ale, specialty grain, 7%, 17 international bittering units. So it does have a lightly reddish tinged orange copper sort of color. Fairly clear. Nice solid finger of foam there. Carbonation, some light carbonation floating up, kind of moderate. And put it in front of the light here. Okay, let's try the aroma. Lightly fruity. In fact, a little bit floral. Something kind of pasty or kind of like a light, tangy sort of fruit puree sort of nose. Okay, yeast is the first note. Very light, tangy sort of mix of stone fruit and maybe light reddish fruit. The bitterness is moderate and it kind of picks up in mid-palate but then sort of diminishes. Alcohol seems a little bit present here. 7%. So it, yeah, I think the malt base is a little bit light, and the alcohol does kind of come through a bit here, which I don't terribly like. It does kind of give you the sense of drinking something a bit stronger than normal. Something lightly warming, and yeah, like maybe a bit like a fruit infused sort of sake sort of note. I can see that, but I really don't like the alcohol presence coming in so strongly here. Red rice, well, I think we can see something in the color for sure there. It does have a kind of light sort of strawberry, it's very light, sort of light pinkish fruit, something like strawberry, maybe very light plum sort of thing going on as well. Well, I'm sure this is available in many places. Again, Hitachino Nest, they export to 30 countries, and apparently half of their production goes to the United States. So you may be able to find this if you live in an area with a large liquor store, Total Wine or something like that. So give it a go and see what you think, and let me know what you think. Okay, tell me if I'm right or wrong about this one. I hope you'll subscribe to the channel, and we'll be doing a lot more Japanese craft beers in the future, and we have a lot more in the past. So check out the playlists. I have playlists for several of the breweries that I have looked at, including Shiga Kogen, Waimarket, Nagahama, Baird, etc. So go take a look at those. That's it for today, okay? And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.